Well, my friends, here we go again. Today an update video. We will talk about, first of all, we are back at the tower, you know, at the platform. So we will talk about why aren't there coming basketball videos right now. We will talk very short about tennis again, because the guy from Switzerland has asked me what brand, and I will tell you some other things, you know, about music and about the tower from here. And there will come some changes now in the videos. We will discuss this, so we go into it. First to the tennis. He asked me what other brand, then I think it was Wilson and Yonex. He asked me if Dunlop is good. Yeah, of course. In my opinion, you can choose whatever you want, you know, it doesn't matter. These are small little things, you know. You buy the racket with the specifications, what I told you, 270, 280, 290 gram around, you know, with the 630, 645 head, that fits perfect to your hand. And L4 mice from the how big the grip is, you know, a 4, L4 they call it, maybe 5, but then you have to have really big hands, you know, and that it is. So also Dunlop grade. I played back then a racket what Tommy Haas was using, you know, that was called, I think, the 200G. That was, I think, one, if not the heaviest racket in the game, what was there, also a small size racket. So changes, what will come. You know, why aren't there any basketball videos? That is together now. It's very in short terms, I can tell you, because I didn't feel good that week, you know, I really didn't feel good. I'm not ill, but something was where I thought, oh no, you know, that was really a little bit strange. And so when my feeling says no, then I don't do it. And so I was waiting, yeah, but I still made videos, you know, and that it is. But we will come back to this. Other update is what will change. You know, my situation is really bad when it comes to this. And now, tomorrow, my abonnement for the cutting software ends. And what does this mean? You know, you will not see an intro anymore, what I have. Maybe, I don't know. I will watch tomorrow what is still there and what not. I cannot make thumbnails anymore with that program, only the standard stuff. The text things, you only will have a small piece, not all. The transitions are away, and so I can only film right now. Nothing more. No special effects, nothing. All is gone, you know. I would have the knowledge, but I cannot do it because I don't have the money. But it is my smallest problem. But the videos that will come now will have nothing special anymore. It is what it is. I can nothing do. If you know me longer, then you know I have lost my camera, the big one. I have to sold my smaller camera. The other one what we have is damaged. The Insta is the old one, the first one, yeah. Quality nowadays would be so much better with such a camera, but it has a scratch in the lens on the back side and on the front side. And now we have an old GoPro. The form is damaged, so now it is also windy. I cannot change it, you know. I could do it with a glue. I have tried it, but that makes much more noise. So damaged noise, yeah, and that it is, you know. I can do nothing other, but we will still make the videos. Then we make the most easiest videos which are out there on YouTube. You know, I cannot do more, but I have enough knowledge to make it also very good, you know, even if I have no tools anymore. Yeah, no tools, no software, nothing anymore, but it is what it is. So that is this. And now here at the tower where we are, yeah, you know it already with the nice view. Here we have our basketball court, which I have shown you yesterday, you know. Yeah, now in the wide angle you will not see it. And this is now our headquarter, you know. This is our headquarter. From there we will conquer the world. And I've always was searching for a place, you know, for some things, because we went on and on with the videos. We started with mini golf, you know. Also there I have a goal which is still open. But there I also can do nothing, but I will make an extra video. Not many people will know that I started it with mini golf, you know. And there I had a big goal, and that I can also not reach right now, also because of the circumstances with money, and also because there happened some other things there, yeah. But there I will go and will make now or the next days, weeks an extra video what was going on there. And if I have ever the opportunity to achieve this goal, I don't think so. But you will see that, you know, I can do nothing. That is really bad. There we only have one course, yeah, and that it is. So now we come back to the music, you know, to the music. Because I made yesterday the video, you know, Taylor Swift, the greatest live act on the planet, you know, with I don't know how it's called, as a question. And then I have written under there Helene Fischer and Ned Repko, you know. And then someone, the first commentary what was in there, Travis Scott, you know. And I will say now something. If you listen to that, I think you're from Germany. We have written a lot of times, I know the name. And Travis Scott, you know, I tell you this the same with basketballs. The best ball is this ball what you like most. If this is the cheapest rubber ball or the high-end indoor ball, doesn't matter. If this is the best to you, and it is the best. To Travis Scott, you know, I also made a video about him. In other words, I have mentioned his name by the young new talents. Yeah, that young he is not anymore, but the young talents in music where we were at the ghetto, you know, and there I have said something about it, but I will say it again, but in a neutral way. Yeah, I'm also a fan of him. He has put in a lot of energy in the music game. You know, I've told this, when he was on stage, the energy level, what he could bring on there was outstanding. That was really one of a kind. And then this happened with the accident at Astroworld, you know, in Houston, Texas. And, you know, he's well known in Houston. You know, the politicians, the high ones, have given him something and on and on and on. And then this happened, but that is the other story. But when we only talk about live performance, these are different words, you know. These are different words. I mean, you have to how it's called in English, not to compare if someone is good on an album, yeah, or live on the stage, only live. Because when you watch it, there's so much auto-tune and this and that. In the album, he has not won a Grammy, you know. That was really bad. But on live performance only, I mean, when you have there a Ned Repko, you know, or Helene Fischer, these are different leagues, you know, when it comes to only live performing, without any tools or such things, you know. In real neutral words, we talk about another league there. And so, great musician albums, the hits are what we have, but only live performance, I say personally no, yeah, not the greatest live act right now when it comes to musician performance only. Then we go on. What about the German music? Yeah, German area music. If you are from the US, we have here Germany, we have my country of Austria. Yeah, here also Ned Repko was walking in our city, you know, private, a few years ago. And Switzerland, they also talk in some areas German. On the left side, on the Genfer Sea, they talk French, you know, and such things. Greetings to Switzerland, you know. I was around the Swiss almost everywhere, you know, back in the days. And so, which bands, which singers, you know, female, male, are famous in the world from our area, you know? There are not much, you know. You can say internationally, world stars, yeah, internationally world stars. What names are these? To me, there comes only maybe one band. In the name, we will go all to this now. And these are the Scorpions, you know. The Scorpions are internationally well known around the whole globe, especially a few decades ago. Really one of the only bands with world status, you know, with world known, world class. And there also comes to my mind Nina Hagen, you know. If you have never heard of her, Nina Hagen is in Germany very, very, very well known, you know, now also older, but she was also a world star, yeah. She was by the first Rock in Rio there, yeah, in Brazil, in Rio. Rock in Rio, when you are from music, you know what this is. And the first one is legendary, 1985, the year I was born. And she was there. They say, if the number is true, you know, that is always a thing, but they say that before 300,000 people, the first Rock in Rio, and many considered her as the special thing from the Rock in Rio, from the first edition, what they did from all musicians. And when you know which musicians were there, also the Scorpions played at Rock in Rio, the first edition in 1985. And Nina Hagen, I tell you, was in the game. By the musicians in the world, she was known. I tell you that for real. Really, really, absolutely great. She was there back then in Dortmund in the Westfalenhalle with the Nina Hagen band, which was later a great, great band called Spliff, you know. And she is also one there where you have to mention, you know. Okay, nowadays we have now 2024. There are much younger guys out there, but you know, she also absolutely world star. And then it is almost over, yeah, when we come to this, when we talk around the globus, you know. But you can also, for example, say the Toten Hosen, yeah. If you know the band, they are really well known in South America, yeah. For example, in Argentina, yeah, they are really, really well known there. Also metal bands, Edguy, Gamma Ray, for example, they are also well known in South America, maybe more than here by us, for the normal people, you know. That can also be. And then I could say, for example, Avantasia, yeah, we can say Avantasia, you know, band which Tobias Sammet made. They are well known internationally, especially in the metal game, hard rock metal scene. They are known in the whole wide world, but they have names in there which are not from Germany, yeah. But this you also have to consider as absolutely a world act in the game, yeah. And then maybe we'll, you see that? And maybe some will not hear this now because there were a lot of circumstances going on, but I would consider them also, yeah. Rammstein. Rammstein, we don't talk now about who is the best or not, or this or that. We only talk about the world level status, you know. Has nothing to do now if someone is excellent, not good, from all what I've told you now. Rammstein. They are very well known around the globus, you know. They have played the Madison Square Garden, yeah. They have played in there. Also back then the Scorpions, you know. And when you play Madison Square Garden, yeah, it was Madison Square Garden. I think. Now I have to think a bit, but yeah, I'm pretty sure right now. You know, I have so many musicians, then sometimes you verwechseln, I don't know in English. Sometimes you change something in your head, but I think it was Madison Square Garden, or was it a hall beside the small one? That I cannot tell you right now. But it doesn't matter, I will write it in the description when I was wrong now. But they were there. They are really, really well known. And then I would also say, yeah, Rammstein, you know, they created a new style, the new German toughness, it was called, the neue deutsche Härte, you know. And before they did it, it was Oomph, yeah, Oomph. And Rammstein, they are still big fans of Oomph, you know. And also have to consider, for example, Scooter, HB Baxter, you know. Scooter also, especially in Russia, in that areas, absolutely well known. In the US, other areas, I don't think so. But that is also something where I have to say something about it. I mean, HB Baxter, maybe from all out there, has the lowest talent, yeah, the lowest talent when it comes to singing. But what he made out of his thing and where he went, I think this is the biggest step, from really one of the biggest steps what you can make. That is absolutely fantastic how he made this, the style. You can still listen to it, you know. HB Baxter with Scooter, you know, really with that low talent in singing, you reach that level, really absolutely highest respect for that, you know, always a nice guy, H.B. Baxter, really, really great. Yeah, I have to tell this. And then, which other things you can mention? When we come to Austria, you can say it in really short words. Falco, yeah, of course, Falco was #1 in the US back then, the only one from Austria, and was also an absolutely great singer. Yeah, when it comes, for example, switching German and English, the switching thing, really, really, he was way ahead of his time. Yeah, and his concert at Donauinselfest, I think it was 1993, around 100,000 people there, you know. There are a lot of things, you know, well known. There you have, say, absolutely a world star. Then Herbert von Karajan, yeah, we don't have to talk about this. That is a musical giant, a musical genius, yeah, from Austria, you know, in a classic way, one of the greatest who has ever done it. Then I would say Christa Ludwig. You also have to mention this, you know, world class in the classic game, was from here. Yeah, really, really one of the biggest names when it comes to singing. World star, yeah, world star, but it's more under the musicians, you know, they know who she was. It's always the thing, the musicians, are they well known by the musicians in the world, you know, because there exists musicians who know how this man or this girl, this woman is, but the public does not know this, you know. And in other thing, it's also the public knows more, but the musician don't know those musicians, you know. This is always a different kind of level. There I would also say Julia Nigel, they is well known. I think she played with Tina Turner back then, yeah, when I'm right. But the public, when you say the name, most of them will never heard of her, yeah. So other thing. And then we have to say other names from my area. What would I say also? Yeah, Netrebko, she lives here in Austria, you know, she's also Austrian right now. But can you count this? You know, she's in Vienna. She lived in the near of the Stephansdom, you know, not far away. But you know, that is another thing. I would not mention her in because she was not living here when she was younger. But whom could I took in from here, you know? Which musician? You know, I have to say one name, DJ Ötzi. Also I have to say this name is very well known. That is a sensation, I tell you that. If you don't know the name, the song, almost around the world they know this song. It's played almost, I think, in every football stadium in England when they sing, you know, Hey Baby. All in the world they will know him, yeah. And I tell you other story. I mean, from the level what he can do, I have seen him, you know. Live, I would not say the biggest in the game, you know. I've seen, for example, a concert, the Starnacht at Wörthersee. I mean, what a little bit playback, but you know, this is the example. His song, I tell you another beside story. I was sitting in Croatia, in Zagreb. You know, in Zagreb at 1 o'clock in the night in the park, I was sitting beside a Croatian guy, and then he starts to singing, Hey, hey, Anton, you know, the song from DJ Ötzi. I said, you know, there was really, really crazy, you know. Then you see how well known the person is. They will not recognize him when they see his person. They will not recognize the name, but they recognize the songs of him around the world, yeah. Yeah, that was really, really, yeah. But Hey Anton, Hey Hey Baby, but it was the song Anton, you know. And then, side story, the father of him was at the wedding by my father as when you give the ring, you know. Side story. And yeah, another name what I want to mention from here, which is well known in the music game. That is not a musician, but he has directed a lot of things which is well known in the music game around the world by the biggest stars in the game. And you know, if you know the name Doro, yeah, Toro. That was Rossacher and Rudi Dollezal. And we talk now about Rudi Dollezal. This guy is well known, you know. He was the last one what I know who filmed Freddie Mercury. He has known them. He has made for the biggest stars. He worked with Tina Turner. He has known her. He was working with Sheila E., you know, from Prince, from the band Sheila E. He said, I could tell you there are a lot of things, but with this will be too long now, you know. And yeah, this, absolutely that name, you know. And for example, that you know how big this name is, then we come to the next, what I consider world class, but is not known around the world. But for example, for Rudi Dollezal, he lives in the other side of my area, and to his 40th birthday, you know which people flew in extra. That is a small village, you know, a small village, not a city. And they played in a like a pub or so, you know, a small pub that was closed. You know where was coming for his birthday to play in those small pub where you can drink something? It was flying in Peter Maffay, you know, he played. Then singing was Nina Hagen. We come back to Nina Hagen, then you know it. And who were the others? It was Queen, you know, Queen. There was coming in Brian May, yeah. He unbelievable. If extra flew in for him, you know. And the drummer, now I don't have the name. You know, when you have so much names in your head, sometimes it happens that you don't have the name. You know it, but you cannot talk it now. I think Roger Taylor, yeah, Roger Taylor, and I'm right now. And yeah, also this. And now we come to Peter Maffay, because this name is also known by a lot of musicians. I will not say all musicians, but Peter Maffay and his band is world class and is absolutely known. And I consider him one of the best live acts in the game what is out there. When he is at his best and his band at his best, you have to consider this overall one of the best live acts what you can watch on the whole planet. Now he's also older, but I tell you, outstanding, you know. He was also now playing there at Stangelwirt, you know, a few weeks ago. And it's my area, you know, a famous area where the Klitschko has trained back then. The Klitschko brothers, you know, boxing. And also there was Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. They were all here, yeah. All here in my Federal State training. And yeah, Peter Maffay, when you watch it, his band, the Panic Orchestra, you know, original band of Udo Lindenberg. Udo Lindenberg is also well known in the game, one of the best from Germany. And to Peter Maffay, his band, you know, the Panic Orchestra, which levels what he had in there. When you know this, I mean, you don't have to talk more than you know what level this is. For example, the drummer Bertram Engel, yeah, this guy has played with Bruce Springsteen, and he has this guy in his band, world-class drummer. Then he has in Jean-Pascal Gravets, a piano man, absolutely great. Also his son, Jean-Jacques Gravets, I mean, now we come to the son, Pascal Gravets, a multi-instrumentalist, the son. We have in Carl Carlton, the guitarist, you know, I think 2 meter high, 195, 2 meter, I think. He has played back then, and when you know music, then you will know it, in the Mink de Ville band. Back in the days at New York, I think they've played in the legendary CBGB club, you know, it's a world famous punk club in New York, doesn't exist anymore. And he has played at the Mink de Ville band. Wow, when you know that levels. Then he had in, for example, sometimes Frank Dietz on guitar. Frank Dietz, that is one of the best blues guitarists in the world, you know, Frank Dietz from Germany. And you know, if you don't know the name, then I will tell you Frank Dietz had played sessions with the likes of Chuck Berry, Little Richard, and he has played sessions with Jimi Hendrix on the stage. And all those people and many more, he has in the one band. I mean, that is a level which is unbelievable. And Peter Maffay, when it comes to singing, this guy is world class. World class how he make this. Absolutely fantastic, I tell you. They at their best is my private, honest, own opinion. I will tell this again. In my opinion, they are so good they could beat the big act, you know, the main act at Montreux Jazz Festival. Yeah, it's my opinion. And yeah, and then we can go on and go, for example, to Switzerland. Yeah, Switzerland. I mean, which people would I consider there? One I have to say is, you may laugh now, but it is so, DJ Bobo. DJ Bobo is also well known around the world, you know. And this guy is a little bit the same with, like H.B. Baxter. Not much talent, yeah, against many others which have so much talent but don't make something out. But he made also the best out of his talent what he had and went up absolutely great. And if you don't know it, DJ Bobo was back then the opening act for whom? Yeah, for Michael Jackson. You know, when Michael Jackson had his big tours, DJ Bobo traveled with him. And he had, there you see why he had then those huge stages and all those things, because he has seen this by Michael Jackson. And he is also someone who tells the truth. Passages he cannot sing, he makes playback, and other one he sings and he tries out his best, and he overcomes this with great singers, background singers. His wife also was in the band, what I know. And the overall thing what you can watch there, and he makes then a great concert, you know, an absolutely great concert. But of course live singing is not the main thing there why you go to a DJ Bobo concert, but the overall thing is then great. He, you know, absolutely, and he's also well known, I think, in a lot of areas, especially in the 90s, early 2000s, you know, around the world. Yeah, and then of course what we talked yesterday, Udo Jürgens, you know, from my country again. A musical giant, you know, a musical giant, you know. This is unbelievable, you know. He has written a song for Frank Sinatra, what Frank Sinatra then gave to Sammy Davis Jr. And he played this song all the times almost, you know what I know. I mean, these are names, the biggest in the game, you know. Sammy Davis Jr. I was there when Paul Anka was on the stage a few meters beside of me, and he said with tears in his eyes, almost, and said the greatest entertainer of all time what he has seen is Sammy Davis Jr. You know, and then you see what levels we are talking there. Yeah. And that it is. Now we have to make a little break because my camera will get overheated, and that will be not good because I watch into the lens and not into the screen. So we see us again in a few minutes. So we are back. One problem what we have here at our new station, the headquarter I call it now, the perfect place because not many people are here. That is always the thing, you know, better than at home, because when you don't have the green screen, the things, you know, I have a green screen but I don't have the best camera for do that, you know, that is more technical things now. But here with that view, that is the perfect place. The only downside is that the sun is coming from that side to that side, and so you don't have the light in there, especially when it is now late afternoon, you know. The downside, I should bring lights here, you know. We make a complete studio here, you know, with the lights. I still have lights, you know, but that would be not good. But here is our headquarter now, and here we will go on, I tell you that. And I want to mention one other name also, like Knight Repko, not born in one of the German areas, you know, not Switzerland, not Germany, not Austria, but her career was for so long and she is still living in our area, and so I will consider her. And her name is, if you are older you will know it, if you are younger maybe you will not know it, Caterina Valente. And to talk about this name, you know, I will tell you now personally opinions. Caterina Valente, born in Paris, living now in Switzerland, you know, in Switzerland, completely out of television presence and all those stuff, very older now, yeah, but her name in the game, my honest opinion, you know, that will really say something out of this world. Out of this world, you know. She has sang, I think, around 1,500 songs, you know, in 10 plus languages. 10 plus languages. She has sang with them all. Her work ethic, how professional she did it, you know, and what level she had on the stage, all that, she had it all. She had it complete all. A live performer per excellence, and I consider her one of the greatest who has ever done it. I have to tell you that. Mind blowing, you know. Back then she was, I think it was in the US, she got as first non-US actress a prize, you know, for best singer in the world, or in US, I don't know, cannot tell you right now. And she got the prize from Sammy Davis Jr. So we come back to Sammy Davis Jr. And she has sang with them all. She has sang with them all. She has inspired so many of them. She worked with the greatest of the greatest out there. And a beside story, you know. She made an album back then, and you know which person was extra flying in to play the guitar. I can tell you. And that you will know. The name you will know. It was a very, very young man back then. And which was his name? Which was extra flying in for her to play on her album? It was the young Jimmy Page. Jimmy Page was flying in for Caterina Valente, you know, from Led Zeppelin. Unbelievable, you know. So she is, yeah, and that it is. So I have to cut in because I have forgotten some names, you know. It's so much, then you forget something. So first of all, I'm riding now a little bit with my bicycle and watch that nice view, you know. I mean, now the sun goes down. Nice place, or there you can relax. You see that? So here we are, a little bit driving with my bicycle, not much, and here the sun goes down. Yeah, wow, amazing, you know. And I'm driving here with the city bike, you know. Even if I don't feel that good, I still do a little bit, you know. When you're not completely ill, I drive every day now around 2 hours, but yeah, that is to me nothing, you know. This is only a little bit bicycling, not fast. Yeah, every day, so around 1 hour 30 minutes, 2 hours that I do something, you know. But I want to do all again, you know. Then this 2 hours is always the beside story. So the names what I have forgotten, and that is very, very, very important. I go now to the, where we stay here. But the view here is so nice. So the names what I have forgotten, absolutely meaningful. I told this yesterday. Joe Zawinul from my country, in the chess game, a giant, you know. He played with Miles Davis, you know. And when Miles Davis had the biggest respect for him, and also the other side around, you know. I mean, that names, you know, he played with Wayne Shorter. Absolutely fantastic, you know. You don't need to say more. Then one name what we have also forgotten, what influenced also so many others, and that is Michael Schenker. In English you can call that, it sounds better, Michael Schenker. The brother of Rudolf Schenker from the Scorpions, you know. And Michael Schenker, MSG Group, maybe you have heard of that. In the guitarist scene, you know, he is a god, you know, a god. He has influenced so many. For example, Metallica's guitarist Kirk Hammett, you know, his hero is, for example, Michael Schenker. You know, you can also watch the video when they have met, you know, then you see what Kirk Hammett tells, and so many others. He influenced the whole game, and is really, for example, in Japan, in the guitarist papers, you know, he was often considered the greatest guitarist on earth, you know. An absolutely giant in the game, you know. So we have to mention his name. And then You know, there are so many. You always have to think what genre. You know, nowadays that genre still exists by the young people. You know, that also we lose, I think. But one name is also Jonas Kaufmann. Yeah, Jonas Kaufmann from Germany. You know, when he made his appearance at Milano Scala, the world's best opera house in the world. Me as a Milano fan, you know, my city, I have to say this, Milano Scala, I was there. Greatest Scala in the world. You know, they also tell this in Milano when you're in Italy. And his performance there, when he has sang Nessun Dorma, with that performance he put him into the music books, you know. And so we have to mention this. There was also a young German dirigent when he made this, when I'm right, when I remember back. Yeah, and these names I also wanted to mention. And of course there are much more, but you know, to say this, you know, I have no newspapers here, or no papers where I can read it, you know, there is nothing. I tell this all from my head now. But of course there will be much more. But those names I wanted also to mention now. Yeah, and that it is. Now we go back to our headquarters. I will drive on here, you know, at those nice view. And you see me now at the headquarters, the tower. There are a few more names, you know, when I would think I could tell you much more. But we have to come to an end, because then it is too long. But these are names which are right now. Of course there will be many more, but it was nice again from our headquarters. We will see us again. Until then, bye and ciao.